until they have your face on the concrete because you're a black man, your ass won't learn.
Oh Lord,
Shut the
y'all
hell
are
up.
silly.
You're making our black community look stupid. And I want that for you. I want them to put your ass on the concrete so you can learn a lesson. Because your ass don't believe the shit stink until you smell it. And the shit is right in your face and you stumping in it.
So you and to back up what you're saying, Sissy, so what you're saying is you're not gonna protect your community because some of us are in that community. LGBTQIA. So you're gonna vote for that. This is what y'all get. This is what he means.
My God.
That's exactly
so y'all ain't just hear what I just said, that y'all have people use your community to do nefarious shit.
Community. That's what you're doing. Because again, he cannot say, black people can't use this. So he's gonna word it different. He's gonna word it different.
Where is it? Where is any of this? What y'all are saying? What y'all are saying? Where's the source for what y'all are saying? Where's the source? I'm gonna do y'all like y'all do me. Where's the fucking source?
Oh, I got your source. I got your source right for you. That's my jam right there. Looking up sources to dog walk people like you. Fucking Momo.
Lord.
You understand what I'm saying, right? You can't put just like when they used to tell us, well, why they don't have any bills for black people? They can't put for black people on the bill. It would never get passed. And it's the same thing. So this man can't say, oh, blacks can't use this facilities because it's for the whites. So because he know his ass would get in trouble for writing it up that way, he putting it under the guise of certain things. And for number one, our community was never mentioned in that. So because he knew that is definitely against the law, it's on the books, that is discrimination, and he can't outright do that. So he made it, he kind of like broken down into a language, like code switching, like how we do. So he's doing it for the white tea community. He's gonna put this back into law and said, all federal entities, you no longer have to allow black people to use the same facilities like the lunchroom, the restrooms, any other room that everybody shared. So now he's saying it's y'all can go back to how that was. And people like him comes up on panels, because my first encounter with an anti-black man, y'all may be familiar with Kenny G. He said the exact same thing, but he said, oh, y'all blacks don't have nothing to worry about. They're talking about the trans community.
Okay, so let me
I'm going to drop because I just got flagged for harassment. Love you, Manny. Always love you, Donnie. Thank you for bringing me up.
So let me say this. I understand the conversation that we have, but the true reality is, I don't think a lot of people want to own these businesses being black people. So if something were to change, I just had that thought process of I don't know if that many people want to own those.
Good morning, y'all.
The various businesses. I don't know.
Good morning. Okay, so Manny, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't he like associating perversion with LGBTQ, and that's where the disconnect was, where he couldn't take his L?
Well, now he did start, but then at the end, when he did do the perversion, he did separate it.
Yes, and that's where I heard it from the beginning. I'm like, no, you're correct, but you're definitely associating how you feel about a group of people to what perversion is. And I'm glad I didn't catch him clear it up, but I just wanted to say that just in case.
Because he did separate it per se, because he didn't dub the LGBT, but he did generalize the perversion though. And that's the part I was able to pick up on.
I have a quick second. I'm gonna say this because I've been listening. That boy, I don't know why you don't stand on business, but I'm gonna help you out. You actually were directed that towards LGBTQ because oftentimes a lot of people of the straight community choose to try to connect perversion with people that choose to not be straight. So we know that it would be lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, whatever, et cetera, et cetera. So, good morning. you came up here and you tried to divert from what you actually were saying instead of just being honest, and you think that the main perpetrator of being a perversion are LGBTQ. And again, Kimbo just told you who she's more afraid of, and she's right because the numbers clearly show that the danger in most cases is straight men. So let's stop. Let's also additionally add here that Trump just had somebody in office who raped trigger warning, who raped the woman. They had to put her down to give, like, not literally put her down like she unalive. They had to go so far up her vag to pull out a tampon because he was that violent. And that was a straight man, by the way, that Trump just put in office. But you worried about a drag king wearing makeup and dancing and doing a squat. Let's be serious. Trump just put in office. But you worried about a drag king wearing makeup and dancing and doing a squat. Let's be serious. Trump just put in office. So at the end of the day, I don't understand why y'all come up here and be loud and wrong. I literally just read the whole thing. You're salty. And it is so dangerous to come up here as a Black man spewing this type of hatred. It's the same some of the things Sky has said even as well. To be on a platform of 1.5K people to not only spread rhetoric about Black people being dangerous when they're in their own communities, violence going increasing, to say that LGBTQ people are the main issues when it comes to perversion, as if trans people are not already being unalived at an extreme rate. Trans people are still people. So let's actually talk. Let's actually talk about who's the problem and stop throwing a bunch of shit on LGBTQIA. Last thing I'll say, and I'll let y'all have this panel for a little bit. There are a bunch of people that y'all need to read on that have fought for your Black straight ass rights. Okay, y'all want to throw people in the queer community under the bus, but some of the shit y'all get to get away with now is because of trans people, it's because of lesbians, it's because of bisexuals, and they were Black and they fought for y'all, and y'all disrespect them every day. They better than me.
Okay.
I wouldn't even spit on half of y'all.
I'm just
All right, Alex. What I was saying about that, Alex. Think about this though, okay? Whenever we have a conversation, it's hard because whenever we point out bad behavior in our community, now all of a sudden that person is anti-Black. I don't equate bad behavior with our Black community. That's what y'all are putting on there. It's the individuals themselves. So when I say segregation is not a great idea, because now you're going to have more competition amongst ourselves where it could turn violent, because now you're taking away from somebody's livelihood of eating and feeding their family. When people want to point out reality, that's where, oh, this person wants to be this person. And I hear this all the time. And it was said, so everybody can't go. Some people have to be left behind. Well, you don't have to worry about me because I already left. And I'm with a group of people that think the same way as far as propelling and moving forward. I will not stand behind someone based on their color. Now, if you're doing something positive, I'm right there with you. In fact, I'll stand in front of you. But I'm not going to just stand behind you because, oh, it's a Black person, they want to do this. No, I'm not doing that.
You just said a whole lot of nothing.
Right. I don't call people, I'm okay with disagreeing. I won't only call something anti-Black if it's anti-Black. I don't think everything that you say is rooted in, anti-Blackness, but that specific thing was.
Good morning, Diamond. Good morning, panel. I know I've come up here before and I've mentioned I've been a therapist to SA offenders. And for as long as I did it and for as many clients as I've had, not once did any of them ever pretend to be the opposite gender to do what it is that they did. They found their victims within their home and within their communities, people that they knew. So if you're really trying to keep children and women safe, start there and not with transgender people, because that's not what they do. I'll drop.
Cash App message says, want to shake some tables, invite Rose back. Rose can come back anytime. What happened to that boy, y'all?
They reported him.
Oh, I thought he got a violation.
Okay.
That's reported, girl. Oh my God.
I'm just checking in. I'm just trying to see what the conversation is about before I say anything. What's going on?
Yeah.
What?
What's the conversation about?
You ain't been listening?
LGBT men.
I just clocked in. That's what I'm saying, sister. Tell me.
LGBT men. That's the conversation. LGBT men.
What I'm saying.
We're talking about the segregation that Trump, the LGBTQ community, that all that.
Hi, Diamond.
Good morning.
Hi, Diamond. Hi, panel. Hi, Common Cousins. Diamond, I just wanted to let you know that I sent you the video and it's on the topic.
Since y'all, hold on. Since y'all done got rid of that boy, let me explain what that boy is saying. Because a lot of y'all ain't really getting it. When they repealed he was birthright thing, they put the law in place for Africans that were born during slavery for their ancestors. Now you have other races that come over here and they have kids on American soil and they deem them kids American or whatever the case may be. Y'all know that. What that boy is saying is people are using laws to benefit them. These people are doing heinous crimes, and the first thing they want to say is, I'm part of the community. He was not attacking the community. He was saying these people saying, I have a right to go into the women's bathroom and do this X, Y, and Z because I identify as a woman. If you think I'm lying, it's a law in California where it was a man that identified as a woman and he went to women's prison. He got like 4 women pregnant. Go look it up. That's what they're trying to say. Stop using a broad law that was for civil rights issues and stuff like this. Everything that was meant for our community, we have everybody else using it for their benefit. It's not truly benefiting us. Y'all still drinking from water fountains make me sick. Who the fuck drink from a public water fountain? If a bitch don't want me in a restaurant, I'm not going.
Okay.
I'm not going with a bitch. Hold on, don't cut me off.
It's bigger than that, and I can see that you don't even understand your historical context whatsoever.
It don't have to do with history.
You and that boy need to read a fucking history book. That's what you need to do.
Okay,
y'all making us look real bad out here, and that's why we don't follow y'all right now. Y'all don't understand historical context. Y'all don't read fucking law. Y'all don't even know what a fucking policy is. And you get up here in these boxes and talk all this bullshit and can barely complete a fucking sentence. Read a policy. So I want to understand which protections we have, because as you're sitting here talking about a freaking executive order, there is the damn Supreme Court gutting the hell out of the 14th Amendment. Which protection? Give a fucking clue.
I just want to say, being that if Corey is saying that him and Dat Boy are able to see that these people are not in the community, then currently today, they should first clarify that these people are not in the community, then continue their statement, because they are even able to see that these people are not in the community. So that's crazy to still perpetrate as if these people are in the community and they know that they're not in the community.
And Corey, that's a very small percentage of that happening. They take one situation and they make it almost everyone in that community. That's not.
Can I just say something and drop?
No, it makes perfect sense, because what they're basically saying is that DL people, which is again a person that's not living in their truth, typically straight, I would assume. And then somebody who's actually straight who has lied now and said they're in the community. So those people are not in the community. It's not hard to figure out. Those are straight people's issues. Again, I told y'all, people in the community, you know they're in the community. We're not hiding. We're not DL. That's not our battle. We're not a straight person, trying to hide. That's not our battle.
Okay, so Manny, this is the thing, okay? So I'm a lesbian, so I'm a part of the community. And my thing is this. I don't know who it was. I think Dat Boy who said, if someone comes in the restroom and they have a pickle, right? And they come in the woman's restroom or something, he doesn't want them to come in. So I have a question. If they're dressed as a woman and they have a pickle, you want them to go into the men's restroom? If they have a pickle, but they're dressed as a woman, they should go in the woman's restroom. I don't understand the idea of not wanting a person to feel safe. and they are not harming children. I don't understand why you're not worried more about women, about children being safe. Like, you should be more worried about children who are being molested, who are being raped, who are being trafficked. When things happen in our community, who are on the front lines? Black women, LGBTQ. We are on the front lines. I do not understand the hatred for our community. And that's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like from that boy, from Corey. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't mean to call you out, but it just sounds like there's so much hatred for our community when we are just literally minding our own business.
Honestly,
I don't understand.
Inside the men's bathroom, when we do be wearing our wigs and stuff, they stand right next to us in a urinal, and baby, they look left and right as well. So they really don't have a problem with us with wigs on at the urinal. They really don't. They look left and right, and sometimes up and down.
Like, I mean, what do you want them to do? Like, I mean, make a that's why I say unisex bathrooms. There's an airport that has a lot of unisex bathrooms. I mean, to make everyone comfortable, like, make a lot of unisex bathrooms. Like, I don't understand. But
I go into the men's restroom for the men who's trying to say that's a lie. I go into the men's restroom.
Yes, LAX.
Yes, those are straight men next to me at the urinal, looking left, right, up, and down. They actually don't have a problem with it. They come outside the bathroom and tell y'all women they do, but inside the bathroom, they really don't have a problem with it.
I just don't understand. Like, when somebody gets shot in I'm sorry, pew pew. Somebody is in our community, gets pew pew. We are on the front lines. We Black women on the front lines, LGBTQ on the front lines, and there's no protection for us. We have a lot of black trans. Okay, go ahead.
Somebody in the comments is tagging me, asking me to ask you, can you ask her if she wants the men to go in the bathroom with our daughters?
They do that right now with y'all kids at home. But y'all want
to LGBTQ. But my thing is, there's a lot of little girls who are being raped right now in your home by the uncles, by the fathers, okay, who don't have the protections right now. Okay. So my thing is, you're so worried about the men coming in the restrooms instead of worried about the men that are sleeping next to you. That's what you need to be worried about.
Honestly, thank you for saying that, Tasha, because that's a straight man. That's a straight man laying next to you as a woman, whether he's messing with your nephew or your niece. That's still a straight man.
That's what you need to be worried about.
That's a straight
That's
issue.
what you need to be worried about. The drag queens are having the drag queens,
as well as laying down with her niece or her nephew. That's a straight man.
And I would also recommend you going to the drag queen breakfast. It's a lot of straight women going there. They're having a great old time. Ain't nobody worried about y'all, man. There's me, and let me tell you this, honey. Let me just tell you this while I'm up here, and then I'm gonna drop. Men who feel like gay men are always looking at them and, oh man, that I ain't gay. Baby, they're not looking at you. They don't want you. Okay, so stop thinking every gay man wants you. Like, stop being homophobic. Oh, okay, I'm done. Y'all, I'm sorry. Thank you, Diamond.
Wait, don't go.
I love your show. You're so great.
Don't skedaddle, Cash. Don't leave yet.
You know how men be doing, Diamond. They like, man, they looking at me. That gay man, I ain't gay. Man, they don't even want you. Like, you're not even they type half the time.
Right. And most of the time,
they get on my nerves.
And most of the time,
I sure am yapping. And
is it safe to say when we do hear about that small percentage of quote unquote trans people who go in and create these heinous crimes that they immediately get disowned by the LGBTQ because they're not really they're not really representing the LGBTQ well, and all they're doing is really they're just perverts. And then do they automatically get disowned from the LGBTQ when they do shit like that?
Well, Jada, history shows you that the LGBT community has always held people accountable. The straight community never held people accountable. They never held people accountable in the straight community. History shows you that LGBT is always willing to hold the community and others.
Anybody, we hold anybody accountable.
Yeah, I mean, anybody accountable.
Let me ask you a question. Let's say that dude that they was talking about that was in that damn prison. You know what I'm saying? Getting them women pregnant. If he was on this panel right now, would y'all chew into him, or would y'all even give him the time of the day? Would he already be stamped like, yeah, nigga, you not no LGBTQ, you're just a pervert? Is that how that shit go?
But he's a human person first. So if you are a human being, you ain't shit. That don't matter. It don't matter what you are. You are a human. Just like if you went to prison and you are a human, they off you. It don't matter what you are. You done did something to a child. You offed in prison. You're a human being who did something for a child. Period.
I don't think you heard me. I don't think you heard me all the way through the first time. I said if that man who was going to that prison, you know what I'm saying, he probably done fought and did everything he could to go to that female's prison. He probably was in there crying, all that shit, just to get there and be getting women pregnant, right? And apparently he didn't have no remorse. You know what I'm saying? That's how they ended up ruling him as a pervert. Will he still get a pass and be a part LGBTQ?
His sex, I mean, his gender doesn't change. He's still a piece of shit.
I don't think.
I mean, you're asking me, is he still a part of the community?
Yes, ma'am. That's the only thing. It's yes.
If a man does the same thing, is he not a male? Is he not a straight man? Okay, if he does something that,
and that's totally different from what I asked.
If he,
you asked me to sound a little bit.
She's trying to tell you, yes, he would still be a part of the question that I do.
Hold on,
because he can't change his sexuality.
Hold on 1 second, dear. Hold on. We having a conversation, right? So you asked me, would he change, right? Would that change the crime he committed?
He in the motherfucking LGBTQ. I don't give a fuck. You a pervert, you're not even a fucking human. You'll be fucking in the meat grinder, fucking around with me.
Please,
right?
Let me explain the
You,
scenario, and y'all can go look it up. In
I
California,
understand the scenario.
No, because y'all
baby, we don't have to yell. We don't have to yell.
Okay, let me explain
Who is that,
it.
Corey?
Can I
Corey,
please explain what I said? Okay, let me explain what I said.
Baby.
Hold on, no,
baby,
you're not.
I don't do the yelling, boo. I don't do the yelling, sweetie.
Let me explain.
I need you to relax.
Can you let me explain?
I sure can, but you gonna calm that shit down.
Hold on. In California,
baby, no ma'am.
In California, they have a law. Can y'all let me explain? In California, they have a law that a person is identified by their gender. So this straight man claimed that he was a woman, a trans woman. Yes. So they had to put him in what he identified as, which was a woman's prison. He was a straight man. It didn't have nothing to do with homosexuality. It was his life. And this is what people are trying to say. You can't use a lie for, come on now, I don't need you to keep doing that shit. You want to be respected, but don't want to respect nobody.
Well, because I understood it. Because I understood.
We just don't need the ad-lib.
Listen, baby, don't baby girl me, first of all, okay? Second of all, I understood it from the beginning, honey. So what I'm saying is you can't change your sex, your gender. He's a piece of shit. You can throw him to the wolves, is what I'm saying. Period.
and strap some rockets to their ass.
You can throw them to the wolves. I don't give a shit.
Hold on.
You can stone them. I don't care.
Hold on 1 second.
You can stone him.
Corey, they paid to drop you, honey. You gonna have to pay to come back. But let me play this video. Hold on, y'all. Let me play this video.
You got 5 on it, cool. I'll drop myself. It don't matter to me. Shit. Bye.
Girl.
Girl,
we at the movies, girl. What is you doing, Tasha?
You got 5 on it. Peace out. Shit. I know I'm right. I know what I stand for. You can stone it, baby. Goodbye.
Let me ask you. I'm gonna ask you the same question. I'm gonna ask you the same question.
I don't want your question, boo. Y'all have a wonderful day. I'm gonna go to the work. Y'all have a wonderful day, baby.
You gonna go to the work or you gonna go to work?
Girl, shut your ass up. I'm going to work. Ooh. I work at the cancer hospital. And Corey and that boy,
don't bring that negative energy around the machines.
And that boy,
don't bring that negative energy around the machines.
That boy and Corey, who are
don't do that.
Who are
every time you walk past the motherfucking machines, they be beeping.
Don't care. Trump supporters who don't care about clinical researchers who are losing money.
Yeah.
Excuse me? Excuse me?
No, girl, go to work.
You know when you clock in,
What did you say?
Tash, go to work, Tash.
What did you say?
Go to work, Tash.
What did you say? What did you say?
Not Tash, go to work. Y'all been trying to play this video.
What did you say? Because I'm taking care of cancer patients. So
Y'all
what are you
trying to play
talking
the video?
And I said beep, 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 beep. Hey, that little cute was funny as fuck. Like,
thank you, y'all, everybody. Let me she got a violation, y'all, so she was reported. Let me play this video for y'all.
If you're confused about what's going on with Trump's executive order on segregation, let me explain. Although Trump did sign an executive order to remove a prior ban on segregation, the Civil Rights Act of 1964 is still in place, which means it is still illegal to segregate a protected class. However, the reason this is such a huge deal is because the federal government is in charge of enforcing the Civil Rights Act and investigating civil rights violations. By Trump signing this executive order, he's making it loud and clear that the federal government does not intend to do their part in enforcement or investigation. Effectively, what he's done is made it known to businesses that they don't need to abide by the Civil Rights Act because the government won't enforce it. Several federal agencies, like the Department of Homeland Security and the National Institute of Health, have already begun issuing notices to employees advising them not to consider the prior ban on segregation going forward. While this is only one of the countless attacks on DEI that Trump has made, the potential impacts of this order are vast and frightening, especially considering the history our country has with segregation. If you're confused about what's going on with Trump's executive order on segregation, let me explain. Although Trump did sign an executive order to remove a prior ban on segregation, the Civil Rights Act of 1964 is still in place, which means it is still illegal to segregate a protected class. However, the reason this is such a huge deal is because the federal government is in charge of enforcing the Civil Rights Act and investigating civil rights violations. By Trump signing this executive order, he is making it loud and clear that the federal government does not intend to do their part in enforcement or investigation. Effectively, what he's done is made it known to businesses that they don't need to abide by the Civil Rights Act because the government won't enforce it. Several federal agencies, like the Department of Homeland Security and the National Institute of Health, have already begun issuing notices to employees advising them not to consider the prior ban on segregation going forward. While this is only one of the countless attacks on DEI that Trump has made, The potential impacts of this order are vast and frightening, especially considering the history our country has with segregation. If you're confused about what's going on with Trump.
So basically, if I were to report them, they're not going to investigate it. And if they do investigate it, I should not count on them truly taking my concerns at
That's
face
correct,
value.
Manny.
Exactly.
You're correct, honey.
Yeah,
But Congress has to sign off on it first, but it doesn't mean that it won't go through. It's like a both and kind of thing. Like technically it's not fully implemented, but there are still ways around it to still proceed with it being segregated.
And so that explains.
So Corey in the comments says, are you going to quit your job because you have a racist boss?
So that explains.
Hellkid was right. The elevator don't go all the way up with y'all.
So that explains the prank, because yeah, they can play like that now, essentially. You get me? Like, that explains the prank. They can play like that. And if you were to report it, they could just say it was a prank and be done with it.
So hold on, let me read this message. The reason we were better as a community doing segregation is simple. Because we operated collectively and saved more money than we spent. Now our community operates as me. And we are consumers and not producers. We fell for the banana in the tailpipe. Charles, he was trying to come up. I was about to let you in the box. We lost our skills.
Yeah, I'm just really thinking about how us as Black people and us obtaining these jobs and things, because at this point we really do need them. Like, we really do need more competition. We need to be in the race a lot more.
What I was going to say, the video already pretty much said. So I that's why I removed my request, because the video pretty much said everything. The DOJ is directly tasked with doing the investigations and all that stuff, and now they're not required to do it. So the video said what I was going to say. So
Nessa, do you know anything about her? Go ahead, boss man.
I just came up, Hellcat and told everybody, right? Because the thing about it is, everybody getting in the uproar. The gay, lesbian, transgender community have the right to be in the uproar, because when he lifted the segregation ban on the federal clause, if he threw it behind that community and kind of demonized them. But the thing about it is, if you work for the federal government, if you are working in any buildings that's funded by the federal government, it's going to affect you first. But on the 14th Amendment in the gender rights laws in the clause of the Constitution, you can't touch that. It has to be ratified by the Congress or the Supreme Court. So if you're in the federal government, yes, you have issues, and it's not right. That's why the community is upset, and they have every right, because Trump used lifting that ban to try to demonize them, and it's not right. But when you look at history, segregation was not good for us, because it took smart people from our neighborhoods, because we always had good neighborhoods. We always had business. We always got along, because segregation was financial. The reason why they passed laws and ratified the 14th Amendment in 1964 and ratified it again in 1972, because white community was violently, let me say it again, they were violently enforcing segregation by unaliving, the rope around the neck and other things like that. And as a protection, they were violently terrorizing the melanated community. But when the civil rights movement, it wasn't about you taking your money and you leaving your businesses, but we always strive in our neighborhoods, and the racist government that we live in always bothered us. So that's not no issue. We'll always survive. We'll always be fine. The problem is the enforcement, like Manny said. When you have a claim, now you got to do all the legwork and go to the appeals court, find a lawyer, keep going back to the appeal court. See, when they had the clause, you didn't have to do all that. All you have to do is go online, enter an email, send your documentation of being harassed or your civil rights being violated, and then they have agents take the case up like a caseworker, investigate it. They're not going to do that. Now you got to do all the legwork. They're making it difficult for you to fight for your rights. And I'm going to drop.
Thank you, boss man.
Okay, so Cash App message says, fuck that, Diamond. We want segregation. Cash App message says, what are the stats for children being raped in a public bathroom?
So I am a team player. I'm definitely with what the Black community wants to do, because I was not here in the back old days when the Black people stuck together. So I'm here now, and I'm definitely much a team player. I have no problem with what the Black community wants to do. I just say that going forward, we have to do what we used to do. We got to create these businesses, because as I look around just in the community I'm in now, and I honestly don't want to own a gas station or a Marshalls or Ross or something like that. You get me? Like, I honestly don't want to. But that doesn't mean that my other Black counterpart may want to own that. So that person, I would employ them now to go out in the community and start working on those businesses. That's what I would say. But my business is a little different that I want to bring to the community. So.
Quick question. Manny, are you opening up the newsroom today?
Yes, ma'am, Queen.
Are you able to open it up early? Because I do have an appointment I got to go to, a doctor's appointment.
Oh, yeah. Let me go spin then. All right, y'all.
I mean, wait, before Diamond go, I'm going to read this really quick. It say,
well, I don't think she's going to leave like right now.
It states that in over 9 out of 10 child sexual abuse cases, the person who is abusing a child is someone known to the family. And then it speaks about how people are using that talking point because of them allowing trans people in bathrooms. So most of the people that are doing it to the children are people that's in your homes. So the trans conversation it should become obsolete at this point. It's your husbands, your boyfriends, not a trans person. Thank you.
Listen, Diamond, you owe us tomorrow. So tomorrow it's the weekend, y'all. I gotta go to the doctor though. Trust me, I normally book my appointments after my show, but I couldn't get in after the show this time, y'all. Normally, trust me, I do book my appointments around y'all. I do.
You gonna leave right now, Diamond?
Don't scold me. Don't scold me. It's 10:35. They said, okay. See y'all. Come back later tonight. What? Listen, the way men showed out yesterday. Baby. Child. We need another yesterday.
Oh no, we Gucci out here, girl. A lot happened. Everything good in the streets.
Nancy said we need a field trip, Diamond.
Yeah, everything good in the streets. Yeah, we everybody calm right now. Everybody calm. Some great things did transpire yesterday. So everybody calm right now.
Okay, well, I guess that'll last till tonight.
No, sister, no. Everybody calm. Yeah, everybody calm right now, y'all. Everybody calm. Y'all know we got the projects coming out, so the projects is coming. Petty doing her thing. Petty doing her thing right now. So right. Everybody at bay. Everybody relaxing, chilling, cooling.
Listen, we gonna see. They say they have to come visit you, Manny. They say Manny was swinging yesterday. Listen, baby, eating down. But we gonna leave it like that. So what's his name? What's it? Chanlin. Yeah, we have Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman dropped. Okay, so Omari, go ahead.
Diamond. Have a good day, Diamond.
All right, Rich Babe. Omari, you want to say something?
How you doing? How you doing, Diamond?
I'm great.
Why am I talking?
Motherfucker,
know.
she talking to me and you gonna start talking? Y'all some rude ass people.
Oh.
That's the problem. Y'all rude. See how Diamond, I came in sounding nice like on TV and like Roro, and they just cut me off. Y'all go ahead. Y'all can have it. Bye, Diamond. Have a good day.
Okay. Hi, Omari.
What I was gonna say was, we've been figuring it out. Don't an executive order, black folk been figuring it out. We've been figuring on and on our own businesses and, taking care of our kids and, we've been doing this. So it don't matter. It don't matter. We didn't figure it out. We didn't did it. They trying to tear us apart and do all these executive orders and, doing all this extra stuff. And it's just, we're used to this. We built our own. We could do it on our own. So, it's just, it is what it is. Right?
Yeah, right.
Right. They're trying to tear us apart with all these trends and bathrooms and jails and all this stuff. And we've been figuring it out. We've been struggling. And that's it.
I'm gonna go real quick. I know you gotta go, Miss Diamond. Hi, everybody. What up, Diamond Mafia? What up, Manny? What's up, Jay? Y'all gonna say right. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Ooh, I don't give a fuck. Everybody shouldn't be caring all of a sudden now. Been one of you niggas. That's all. I don't give a damn. I don't give a fuck. Happy Friday. Y'all have a good day.
Good morning. Go ahead, J.E.'s.
More than Diamond. I'm also trying to make it quick because I'm going to share a few pictures too to kind of drive home the point. What I would say strictly though, as it regards Black Americans and white Americans specifically, and anybody else for that matter, I want us to always remember some of the last recorded words from Martin Luther King, where he said, "I fear I've led my people into a burning building," because he even knew then that honestly segregation to one degree or another, however you're measuring it, was probably better for us, even after all that fighting that he did to integrate. On the larger conversation that was happening earlier though, give me one quick second. All right, here we go. This is him, right? Yeah. All right, so this picture is of Patricio Manuel, if I'm pronouncing his last name correctly. He's a boxer. Currently, his record is 3-1. I've seen some of his fights, pretty good in the ring. He footwork nice, head movement cool. Patricio Manuel is a trans man. He's fighting men, and for the most part, he's whooping their asses. The thing is, when we're having this conversation about trans men and trans women and just this community all together, what's going to happen? Okay. What's going to happen when Patricio walks into the restroom that y'all told him that he should walk into? You can very clearly see that man walk into the public restrooms. What's going to happen when he walks into the women's restroom? Because y'all told him that he has to do that. He's not the only one. There's another man by the name of Kai Alum. He played college hoops as a man. What's going to happen when he walks into the restroom? Give me 1 second because I got another example really quickly.
I just feel like it started at home. It starts at home.
Give me 1 second, brother. All right, so y'all see this lady right here? This is Dion, I forget her last name, I think it's Richmond. In 2023, a man in her neighborhood who didn't like her, had problems with her, unalived her quickly because he thought that was a trans woman. When he was arrested, he said he did it because he thought there was a trans woman. When they asked him further about it, he said he would do it again, even after they told him that was a cisgender, biological, whatever terms make people comfortable or uncomfortable, that was a woman. The reason why I bring that up is currently trans people in this country make up 1%. To focus this heavily on 1% of the population is going to cause more people that look like her, that don't fit your feminine, attractive mold, are going to end up like
start at home, though. It should start at home.
It's going to, and look, this is my last one because I think this is another important one. This one right here is Caster Semenya. She's one of the best track runners alive. And after she started winning and continuing to win as heavy as she did, the organizations that's over that sport started to come down on her because they thought she was a man, because she naturally tests high with her testosterone levels. The reason why is she's intersex. She's born with both of everything. I close with this because I want to make sure I reiterate it. When we focus this much on a community that literally only make up 1%, you're targeted them for a level of violence that I would like to believe that you won't be comfortable with if you was targeted with yourself. With that being said, Diamond, it's always a pleasure. Y'all have a good morning.
Okay. Thank you. Go ahead, Jam.
I just want to say one thing about the lady that came up here and she said she wanted to see Data Boy on a concrete. And she put always on the front line. For one, she's not on the front lines making statements like that to want to see another black man on the concrete. And she has never seen that firsthand and she has never experienced that. And it's foul for her to say something like that because I've seen it. I've been through it. I've been one of them black men that the police put boot to face on the concrete ground. So stop saying that when you trying to represent a community, because a true community don't speak down upon there are other individuals in their community, whether you gay or are you just black. You said you want to see Data Boy on the concrete, you're wrong. And you say you always on the front line, you're not on nobody's front line, and you have never been on nobody's front line representing the black community. So don't come up here threatening another black man who has did nothing but make his point, just like you came up here to make your point. I don't normally come up here with that, but that was wrong. Don't nobody want to see no another black man on the concrete getting unalive because you're upset in your emotions about you don't know how to represent your community. And that's all I had to say, Diamond. You have a great day, Diamond. Always much love to you and stuff. And look, I want to do something about them divorce papers, Diamond. I'm gonna fix that.
Okay.
Okay, but that's another conversation. Bye. Drop me down.
Okay.
All right.
So y'all, I gotta get out of here. Let me read this quick Cash App message real quick. Instagram message. Good morning, Diamond. I have a few questions. You know I love you down, Diamond, but I have to call you out. Why can't black people in your community use your backyard boogie to promote the Common Cousins business at your event? I didn't say they couldn't. Somebody said, and then they say, why not use your platform to bring black people together and travel the world, creating businesses and jobs for black folks? Just throwing a few ideas out there. I love you, Diamond. I do, y'all. I do try to do all of that, but at the same time, y'all, majority of the people, y'all, on my platform, they want the mess, y'all. They want the mess. They want the mess. A lot of times when we try to have certain topics, about, doing certain things, they want the mess. Mm-hmm. So y'all, it ain't me. They want the mess, y'all. They want the mess, honey. So that's, they want the mess. But you guys go to my website, www.theblackdiamondshow.com. Go to my website, you guys, and you can go to my website. You will see, you guys, the requirements and what you can do for the Backyard Boogie and to promote your businesses. Okay, there are requirements on the website. All right. Y'all, let me get out of here. Y'all be safe. Y'all go to Manny's newsroom. Y'all, I do have an appointment, so I got to end it early today. Thank y'all again for the support. You guys, everybody that supported me all week. If this is your first time on the platform, follow the host. And I will see you guys Monday. Okay.
All right, Queen.
All right, babe.